Yirmiyahu, or Jeremiah, chapter 1. The words of Yirmiyahu, the son of Hilkiyahu, of the priests who were in Anathoth in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of Yehovah came in the days of Yoshiyahu, son of Ammon, sovereign of Yehudah, in the 13th year of his reign. And it came in the days of Yehoiakim, son of Yoshiyahu, sovereign of Yehudah, until the end of the 11th year of Tzidkiyahu, son of Yoshiyahu, sovereign of Yehudah, until the exile of Jerusalem in the 5th new moon. Now, the word of Yehovah came to me, saying, Before I formed you in the belly, I knew you, and before you came out of the womb, I did set you apart. I appointed you a prophet to the nations. And I said, Master Yehovah, see, I do not know how to speak, for I'm a youth. And Yehovah said to me, Do not say I am a youth, but go to all whom I send you and speak whatever I command you. Do not fear their faces, for I am with you to deliver you, declares Yehovah. Then Yehovah put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And Yehovah said to me, See, I have put my words in your mouth. See, I have this day set you over the nations and over the reigns, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to overthrow and to build and to plant. And the word of Yehovah came to me, saying, What do you see, Yirmiyahu? And I said, I see a branch of an almond tree. And Yehovah said to me, You have seen well, for I am watching over my word to do it. And the word of Yehovah came to me a second time, saying, What do you see? And I said, I see a boiling pot, and it's facing away from the north. And Yehovah said to me, Out of the north evil is set loose on all the inhabitants of the land. For look, I'm calling all the clans of the reigns of the north, declares Yehovah. And they shall come, and each one set his throne at the entrance of the gates of Jerusalem, against all its walls all around, and against all the cities of Yehudah. And I shall pronounce my judgments against them concerning all their evil, because they've forsaken me, they've burned incense to other mighty ones, and bowed themselves down to the works of their own hands. Now, gird up your loins and arise, and speak to them all that I command you. Do not break down before their faces, lest I break you before them. For look, I've made you this day a walled city, and an iron column, and bronze walls against the land, against the sovereigns of Yehudah, against her heads, against her priests, and against the people of the land. And they shall fight against you, but not prevail against you. For I am with you, declares Yehovah, to deliver you. Chapter 2. And the word of Yehovah came to me, saying, Go, and you shall cry in the hearing of Jerusalem, saying, Thus said Yehovah, I remember you, the loving commitment of your youth, the love of your bridehood, when you went after me in the wilderness, in a land that was not sown. Israel was set apart to Yehovah, the first fruits of his increase. All who ate of it became guilty. Evil came upon them, declares Yehovah. Hear the word of Yehovah, O house of Yaakov, and all the clans of the house of Israel. Thus said Yehovah, What unrighteousness have your fathers found in me, that they've gone far from me and went after worthlessness and became worthless. And they did not Say, where is Yehovah who brought us up out of the land of Mitzrayim, who led us through the wilderness, through a land of deserts and pits, through a land of drought and the shadow of death, a land that no one passed through and where no one dwelt? Then I brought you into a garden land to eat its fruit and its goodness. But when you entered, you defiled my land and made my inheritance an abomination. The priests did not say, where is Yehovah? And those who handle the Torah did not know me. And the shepherds transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after matters that did not profit. Therefore, I still contend with you, declares Yehovah, and with your children's children I contend. For pass beyond the isles of Kittim and see, and send to Kedar, and observe well and see if there has been any like this. Has a nation changed its mighty ones, which are not mighty ones? But my people have changed my esteem for that which does not profit. Be amazed, O heavens, at this, and be frightened, be utterly dried up, declares Yehovah, for my people have done two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, to hew out for themselves cisterns, cracked cisterns which do not hold water. Is Israel a servant? Was he born in the house? Why is he given to plunder? The young lions roared at him, they growled and made his land waste. His cities have been burned without inhabitant. Even the sons of Noph and of Taphanes have shaven the crown of your head. Have you not done this to yourself by forsaking Yehovah, your Elohim, when he led you in the way? And now, why take the way to Mitzrayim, to drink the waters of Shihor? Or why take the way to Asher, to drink the waters of the river? Your own evil instructs you, and your backslidings reprove you. Know therefore and see that it is evil and bitter that you have forsaken Yehovah your Elohim, and that my fear is not in you, declares the Master Yehovah of hosts. For of old I've broken your yoke and torn off your chastisements, and you said, I'm not serving you, when on every high hill and under every green tree you laid down, a whore. Yet I had planted you a choice vine, all of it a true seed. How then have you turned before me into the degenerate plant of a strange vine? Although you wash yourself with lye and use much soap, yet your crookedness is engained before me, declares the Master Yehovah. How do you say, I'm not defiled, I've not gone after the Baals? See your way in the valley, know what you have done. A swift dromedary breaking loose in her ways, a wild donkey used to the wilderness, sniffing the wind in the desire of her being in her time of mating, who turns her away. All those who seek her need not weary themselves. In her month they find her. Keep your foot from being bare and your throat from thirst. But you said, it's useless because I love strangers and after them I go. As the thief is ashamed when he is found out, so the house of Israel is ashamed. They and their sovereigns and their heads and their priests and their prophets, saying to a tree, you're my father, and to a stone, you gave birth to me. For they've turned their back to me, and not their face. But in the time of their calamity, they say, arise and save us. But where are your mighty ones that you've made for yourselves? Let them arise and see if they save you in the time of your calamity. Because your mighty ones have become as many as your cities, O Yehuda. Why do you complain to me? You all have transgressed against me, declares Yehovah. In vain I've stricken your children. They received no instruction. Your sword has devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. O generation, see the word of Yehovah. Have I been a wilderness to Israel, or a land of darkness? Why do my people say, we've broken loose, we come to you no more? Would a maiden forget her ornaments, or a bride her headband? Yet my people have forgotten me, days without number. Why do you embellish your way to seek love? Therefore you have even taught the evil woman your ways. Even on the corners of your clothing is found the blood of the lives of the poor innocents. You did not find them breaking in, but in spite of all these, you say, because I am innocent, certainly his displeasure shall turn from me. See, I shall bring judgment on you, because you say, I have not sinned. Why do you go about so much to change your way? Even of Mitzrayim you are to be ashamed, as you were ashamed of Asher. Even from this one you shall go forth with your hands on your head. For Yehovah has rejected those you trust, and you shall not prosper by them. In chapter 3. Elohim said, if a man puts away his wife, and she goes from him and becomes another man's, does he return to her again? Would not that land be made greatly unclean? But you have committed whoring with many lovers, and then would you return to me, declares Yehovah? Lift up your eyes to the bare heights and see. Where have you not lain with men? Besides the ways you have sat for them like an Arabian in the wilderness, and you made the land unclean with your whorings and your evil. Therefore the showers have been withheld, and there's been no latter rain. You've had a whore's forehead, and you refuse to be ashamed. Shall you not from now on cry to me, my father, you are the guide of my youth? Does one bear a grudge forever? Does one keep it to the end? See, you've spoken and done the evils that you could. And Yehovah said to me in the days of Yoshiyahu the sovereign, have you seen what backsliding Israel has done? She has gone up on every high mountain and under every green tree, and there committed whoring. And after she'd done all these, I said, return to me. But she did not return. And her treacherous sister Yehuda saw it. And I saw that for all the causes for which backsliding Israel had committed adultery, I had put her away and given her a certificate of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Yehuda did not fear, but went and committed whoring too. And it came to be, through her frivolous whoring, that she defiled the land and committed adultery with stones and wood. And yet for all this her treacherous sister Yehuda has not turned to me with all her heart, but falsely, declares Yehovah. And Yehovah said to me, backsliding Israel has shown herself more righteous than treacherous Yehuda. Go and proclaim these words toward the north and say, return, O backsliding Israel, declares Yehovah. I shall not look on you in displeasure, for I am lovingly committed, declares Yehovah, and I do not bear a grudge forever. Only acknowledge your crookedness, because you've transgressed against Yehovah your Elohim, and have scattered your ways to strangers under every green tree, and you've not obeyed my voice, declares Yehovah. Return, O backsliding children, declares Yehovah, for I shall rule over you, and I shall take you, one from a city and two from a clan, and I shall bring you to Zion. And I shall give you shepherds according to my heart, and they shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. And it shall be when you've increased and shall be fruitful in the land in those days, declares Yehovah, that they no longer say, the ark of the covenant of Yehovah, neither would it come to heart, nor would they remember it, nor would they visit it, nor would it be made again. At that time, Yisra-el shall be called the throne of Yehovah, and all the nations be gathered to it, to the name of Yehovah, to Yisra-el, and no longer walk after the stubbornness of their evil heart. In those days the house of Yehudah shall go to the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land I've given as an inheritance to your fathers. But I said, how would I put you among the children and give you a pleasant land, a splendid inheritance of the hosts of the nation? And I said, call me my father, and do not turn away from me. But indeed, as a wife betrays her husband, so have you betrayed me, O house of Israel, declares Yehovah. A voice was heard on the bare heights, weeping supplications of the children of Israel, because they've perverted their way. They've forgotten Yehovah their Elohim. Return, O backsliding children, I shall make your backslidings cease. See, we have come to you, for you are Yehovah our Elohim. Truly, delusion comes from the high hills, the noisy throng on the mountains. Truly, in Yehovah our Elohim is the deliverance of Israel. For shame has devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth, their flocks and their herds and their sons and their daughters. We shall lie down in our shame while our reproach covers us. For we have sinned against Yehovah our Elohim, we and our fathers from our youth even to this day, and have not obeyed the voice of Yehovah our Elohim.